if you would like to enjoy all my work ad-free, as well as exclusive Sleepy Cat stories and more perks, then please consider becoming a patron and supporting this channel at patreon.com/sleepycatmeditations. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who have already helped Sleepy Cat along the way. You make all of this possible. And now, I hope you enjoy tonight's creation. A warm welcome to part 2 of this magical sleep story, where you are the main character. Tonight, you will continue your adventure in the Weasley Burrow, picking up right where we left off. Before we begin, we will do a short relaxation session, preparing you for a good night's sleep. Please remember that there is no right or wrong here, and there is no particular way that you should feel in these moments. Each experience is as unique as us all, so try to let go of any pressure you might be putting on yourself to feel certain things, or perhaps to fall asleep quickly tonight. It doesn't matter if you do or you don't. If you simply follow my voice and allow this story to wash over you, then you will enter a world of deep relaxation where you can rest and recover. So, when you are ready, just feel the eyelids becoming heavier and heavier with each passing blink until they gently close. Remind yourself that this is your time to relax. There is nothing left to do and nothing left to think. The day is done now. Whatever has happened is already in the past, and here, in this moment, the future is beyond our reach. So if thoughts arise about the day or the week that has been, or the days ahead of you, then acknowledge that these thoughts are completely normal and valid. They are part of what makes us human, which is a wonderful thing. But also kindly remind yourself that these thoughts or concerns are of no use to us now, and tonight there is no need to engage with them. They are simply thoughts, as fleeting as shooting stars across a night sky. You are safe tonight, and you are protected. You can be reassured by the fact that my voice and this story will never take you anywhere that is unpleasant. Your sleepy cat is simply here to guide you on your own twilight adventures and to help you enter a world of magic and peace where you can be completely free. And now we will do a short guided breathing pattern called 3-4-5. This will allow you to slow down and relax, preparing your body and your mind for a wonderful, peaceful rest. When you are ready, breathe in through the nose for 3. Hold for 4. And breathe out for 5. Let all of it go now. Again, that's in for 3. Hold for 4. And release, blowing away the thoughts of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Again, in for 3. Hold. And let it go. Continue to breathe in this way in your own time, and with each breath out, allow your body to sink just that bit deeper. And now allow the breath to fall back into a natural rhythm. Enjoy this new peace flowing through your body. As you feel these new sensations and go deeper into a world of comfort, you can allow your mind to soften and your imagination to unlock as we continue our magical journey and enjoy part 2 of a holiday at the Weasley Burrow. Your eyes gently blink open as you slowly wake up from your late afternoon nap. You are lying on a bed of long grass. The soft light of the sunset is warming your body, and a cool breeze is kissing your cheeks. Ron is just waking up too, in his own little grassy bed, and as he sits up, he gives a big, uncontrollable yawn and offers you a sleepy smile. As you sit in this peaceful field and listen to the rolling stream, you reminisce on the wonderful day that you have had so far, from being picked up in the magic flying car to soaring over the breathtaking landscape and through an enchanted rainbow road, before finally arriving at this homely cottage and being welcomed with open arms. It was only after a rather intense game of Quidditch and a bit of de-gnoming with Ron that you felt the need to take a short nap. And now, here you are, on the borders of the Burrow, ready to continue your adventure. As the evening draws in, you see Mrs. Weasley standing at the back door and calling over to both of you, asking for some help preparing dinner. She is baking a special pie, a recipe passed down from her grandmother's grandmother and a Weasley family favourite. As you wander towards the house, you see Bill, Charlie, and Mr. Weasley packing away all the Quidditch gear and the goalposts. You give them a wave and a smile as you follow Mrs. Weasley inside, guided by her bobbing red curls. In the lounge, you see Ginny reading by the fire. She is so engrossed in her book that she barely even notices you shuffling past her. In the kitchen, on the table, is a pile of ingredients, far too many to take note of, but you see a variety of vegetables, all of which, Mrs. Weasley tells you, need expertly chopping. As Mrs. Weasley begins to cook, she sets a few different tasks going with her wand. Just then, you watch Mr. Weasley sneak into the kitchen, and as he looks at you with his finger to his lips, he turns on the old vinyl player in the corner. In the next moment, as the slow rumba music starts to ring around the room, he sweeps Mrs. Weasley off her feet, and the two of them begin to laugh together, enjoying a fun and romantic dance. Mr. Weasley exaggerates every single dance move, with flailing legs and big spins around the room. Mrs. Weasley wiggles her bum and pulls funny faces as they both try to embarrass their children. You share a glance with Fred and George as you try to hide your mischievous laughter, and you see that Ginny and Ron have both turned bright red. This energy is completely infectious, and you cannot help but feel such a warmth for Mr. and Mrs. Weasley. With a little dance of your own, you roll up your sleeves and get to work preparing the vegetables. You start by stirring together the sauce in a huge bubbling pot, which gives off a beautiful smell. You take out your wand and set a small knife to chop the vegetables, adding them to the pot one by one. As they slice, the vegetables lift up by themselves and drift into the pot in a smooth arch. Once you finish, you check in with Ron, who seems to be having a hard time rolling the pastry and is looking a little embarrassed. You offer to help him while Mrs. Weasley is distracted, and he thanks you with a sheepish smile. Gradually, the music fades, and Mr. and Mrs. Weasley share a warm embrace. Now the whole family is smiling, no longer embarrassed, but actually rather amused and proud of their silly parents. In the next moment, Mrs. Weasley sways her wand elegantly, and a square glass dish is being lowered into the middle of the table. As it slowly descends, you see all of your combined ingredients coming together inside the dish. And finally, your rich sauce is poured over them. And then, as you wave your wand, the layer of thick pastry magically places itself over all of the ingredients, and Mrs. Weasley begins to decorate the top with small pastry flowers. You watch in amazement as you realize that the pie is baking by itself in the dish as it lowers, and the pastry turns a lovely golden brown, giving off the most hypnotic smell. And as the dish lands in the middle of the table, right before your eyes is a wonderful, magical supper ready to eat. The last light of the setting sun beams through the window, providing the supper with its very own golden spotlight, as if all of this has been timed to perfection. Mrs. Weasley gives you a wide grin with a twinkle in her eye, and you feel that homely comfort surging through you once again. On the table, 4 tall candles burst to life on their own, and you notice a small ceramic jug floating around the table as it magically pours everyone's favorite drink into their cups. As the pale liquid touches the bottom of your cup, you see it change, transforming into the drink that you are most craving. This is, without a doubt, the most magical house that you have ever been in, and you love every inch of it. You take your seat and wait patiently with the family. You watch a perfectly sliced piece of pie lift out of the glass dish with a hot steam rising from the pastry, and it floats down onto your plate. Once everyone is ready to begin, you take your first bite. Instantly, you are transported to another world entirely, a place of warmth, of colour, and of beauty. You cannot believe how incredible this tastes, and you feel proud to have helped. For a little while there is silence as all of the hungry mouths focus only on their delicious food. But as the dinner goes on, a light chatter begins to mingle through the group. As you continue to enjoy your meal, you let your gaze wander round the table as you join in with the conversations, the jokes, and the laughter. There is an undeniable magic and enchantment flowing through this house, and this, coupled with the warmth of the fire, the delicious dinner, the cozy atmosphere, and the beautiful family that surrounds you, allows you to feel completely at peace. Right now, there is nothing left to do, and nothing left to think. Suddenly, you find yourself saying out loud that you never want to leave. Mrs. Weasley turns to you with a warm smile and tells you that you are most welcome whenever you want, and you can stay as long as you'd like. As the meal comes to an end, you are given a small gift from Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, wrapped in a thick brown paper tied up with string. A welcome to the family present. You carefully open it and unravel a hand-knitted jumper in your favourite 2 colours, and of course with your initial stitched on the front. You pull it over your head with an uncontrollable smile. It is a perfect fit. With a flick of his wand, Mr. Weasley begins to wash the dishes, although not by hand. There is a bowl of hot, bubbly water where the plates go one by one to be scrubbed by a magical brush. Then they float along to the draining board, rinse themselves under a tap, and dry off in a big towel. And finally, they stack themselves neatly in the cupboards above the sink. All of this happens without a single touch from human hands. Ginny, Ron, and the twins approach you now and say they have something to show you out in the meadow. You thank Mrs. Weasley for the wonderful dinner before throwing on your coat and following behind your troop. You walk down a dirt path through the meadow. The sun has very nearly set, and a purple shimmer radiates across the darkening sky. One or two tiny birds fly above you as they head back to their nests, ready to settle in for the night. You work your way through a tall cornfield with gold and green corn swaying gently in the breeze and coming up to your waist on either side. The smell of an autumn evening mingles in the air, and the peace and quiet is incredibly soothing. As you continue through the cornfield, you talk with Ron and Ginny. You tell each other stories about school, and each of you share your secrets, your hopes, and your dreams. Fred and George follow behind, occasionally chiming in, if not to tease their younger brother and sister now and then. In the next moment, you arrive at a small clearing filled with short green grass and beautiful autumn flowers. Each of you takes out your wand, and with a gentle spell, a pile of blankets and cushions appear on the ground. You lie back on this soft haven and gaze up at the night. The moon is a small crescent tonight, and the sky is a lot darker than normal, which means the stars shine even brighter. As your eyes adjust, you see infinite specks of white dust dotting the sky. They seem to be arched over the burrow, as if providing a magical protection. And then it begins. A parade of shooting stars start to dance across the sky. Some have trail lines of yellow and red, and even green, purple, or blue. Fred tells you that this display only happens once a year, and that you have chosen the perfect time to visit. A multitude of colors paint the sky, and they seem to be telling their own story of how the stars came to be. It is unlike anything that you have ever seen. And then, as if this moment couldn't be more magical, you watch the Weasleys cast one final spell, and a soft blue vapor leaves their wand, taking the shape of their spirit animals. Without hesitating, you take your wand from your pocket and cast your very own spell. Expecto Patronum. Flowing out of your wand now is your favorite animal, glistening in a blend of turquoise and sapphire, and filled with a radiant stardust. As you guide your wand around the clearing, your enchanted animals start to play together. They climb up into the sky underneath the shooting stars, and they begin to create the most intricate and hypnotic patterns above you. The entire sky pulses with the soft blue glow from your wands, and it's as if you are encased in a protective dome, guarded not only by your animals, but by the eternal moon and the dazzling shooting stars. And as you watch this breathtaking display, you allow yourself to let go of any lingering thoughts, any doubts or worries, and to recognize that here you are protected from all things. You are in a sacred place, a place where nothing can find you and where you are completely safe. As the last shooting star fades into the night, you share a warm embrace with your friends, and you marvel at the incredible spectacle you have witnessed together. You slowly make your way out of the clearing, back along the path and towards the burrow, feeling calm and comforted. You enter the front door and feel the warmth of the fire once again. You shuffle through the kitchen, which is now spotless after dinner, and head into the next room. In the lounge, you join the rest of the family, who are enjoying a warm, enchanting drink by the crackling fire. When she sees you, Mrs. Weasley takes the pot that is hanging over the fire and pours you a fresh, hot drink. Homemade, she tells you. This little concoction will help you fall asleep peacefully and dream of the most beautiful things. You thank her and shuffle over to the soft armchair on your right, your eyes and body suddenly much heavier than before. In the corner, Charlie is sketching a fierce-looking dragon standing on the top of a mountain with gusts of flame coming from its mouth. Mr. and Mrs. Weasley are sitting side by side on the sofa, hand in hand, talking quietly and laughing together. Ginny is reading her storybook in the other armchair, Ron and Bill lie in front of the fire, relaxing after a long day, and Fred and George are sitting together, muttering away secretively, designing a brand new suite for their growing collection. As you sink into the armchair, you take your first sip of your drink. Immediately, the muscles in your body become warm and tingle with a soft, soothing sensation. You feel any remaining worries or tension leave your body and your mind, like the rising steam leaves a chimney. You sit and enjoy this excellent company, the warm atmosphere, and your beautiful drink. You allow all of the sounds and sensations to wrap around you like a warm, cozy blanket, and you give yourself permission to surrender to this magical moment. Gradually now, you feel yourself drifting off as your eyes become heavy. The rest of the family feel the same, and together you decide it is time for bed. As you bid your good nights, Mrs. Weasley waves her wand once again, and you see a newspaper begin to crumple, and a small flame lights inside it. She tells you to let this float in your room as you sleep, to keep it at the perfect temperature. And now, as you wander slowly up the stairs, you are followed by this floating warmth. Your bedroom is right at the top of the house, but your legs are feeling so heavy, you're not sure if you'll even make it before dropping off to sleep. As you climb the thin, uneven staircase, you notice the walls are covered with pictures of the family. As you pass the many frames, you see how the family has grown. From pictures of Mr. and Mrs. Weasley on their wedding day, followed by a picture with Bill as a baby. The next one with the addition of Charlie, then Percy, then the twins, followed by Ron, and then Ginny, until you see a full family portrait at the end. These are some of your favorite people. You realize that while being distracted, you have reached the very top floor, and just ahead is your room. Hanging on the door is a small sign with your name. As you enter the room, there is the faint smell of lavender. The room is small, with a dark wooden floor covered with a large blue rug. There is a small chest of drawers and a wonky wardrobe in the corner. When you open it, you see that all of your things have already been unpacked. And resting by the window is your animal, who has been waiting for you, but who has also been watching over you today, as they do every day, keeping you safe. You have missed this faithful companion, and as you sit on your bed by the window and gaze out at the night sky, you offer them a gentle tickle on the head and under their chin. you see one final shooting star of pure white curve across the horizon, and at the sight of it, you make a single wish. You are reminded of the wonderful adventure you have had today and the kind words of Mrs. Weasley that you are welcome back any time. You lie down onto this cloud-like bed and feel your whole body sink into its comforting embrace. The newspaper floats in the center of the room and radiates a gentle warmth, lulling you deeper and deeper into total tranquility. You feel Mrs. Weasley's drink working its magic as all of your thoughts begin to fade and a beautiful starlight lullaby greets you. You know that tonight you will dream of wonderful things, amazing places, beautiful animals, and incredible memories with the best of friends. The Burrow is your new home, and it will always be here for you whenever you need it.